China. China is a country known for many things over the past century. These include, but are not limited to, Genshin Impact, smoothbore rifles, apparently, Azur Lane.
We've been waiting so long!
Genshin Impact, absolutely horrendous traffic and smog, the very obvious Great Wall of China, and of course, Genshin fucking Impact. However, one of the undersung things about this country are their steam locomotives. While admittedly their narrow gauge engines are questionable at best, today we are talking about their standard gauge engines. Now, why do I say that? We are talking about specifically one of their standard gauge engines. And the reason being is that she is still in operational condition today, just not in her own country. She was brought over to America and is happily running as an excursion engine in Iowa. She is, in my opinion, slightly overlooked engine from the Midwest. However, I do believe that she does deserve a video. As such, ladies and gentlemen, sit back, relax, and enjoy. And today we talk about Iowa Interstate number 6988. Usual disclaimer before we start. As usual, any and all information in this can be proven false, so please take everything with a grain of salt. Please do your own research. I try to do as much research as I can when making these videos. However, I am bound to make mistakes. I would also like to state, I am somewhat more limited on finding history of Chinese locomotives back when they were actually in service in China. So, there's not a whole lot of history to go by. I will do my absolute best to get what information I can. However, the information is scarce. If anybody watching this video does find a lot more information, please post it in the comments. I think we'll all be interested. 6988 is a Chinese QJ coal-fired steam locomotive. China used steam later than most countries by a country mile. Because of this, 6988 was built in 1985 by the Datong Locomotive Works for the Jitong Railway. She would be first used in the lat area on freight duty before being moved to passenger duty on the I ain't trying to fucking pronounce that, of Inner Mongolia. After 20 years of service, 6988, along with the sister engine 7081, would be set aside for a new life in the USA in 2006. They were purchased by Henry Posner III, head of the Railroad Development Corporation, for use on the Iowa Interstate Railroad as excursion locomotives. Before talking about her next chapter of her life, let us quickly run over technical specs. The QJs were 210-2 Santa Fe type steam locomotives. They were between 85 feet 4 inches and 95 feet 10 inches long, depending on the tender size. 6988 currently has the longer tender, and as such she is of the 95-foot length. The locomotive alone weighed around 293,800 pounds. The QJs run on 60-inch drivers with 25.59-inch cylinders with a 31.5-inch stroke, developing 63,235 pounds of tractive effort and at a top speed of 50 miles an hour. While not a slouch by any means, they were not the most powerful Santa Fe types. For some comparison's sake, the Reading Line's K1 210-2s were similar in length, give or take mere inches. However, they were significantly heavier, coming in at 439,000 pounds on the engine alone. The tractive effort of this coal drag slugging monster was 90,514 pounds. So 6988 is not a slouch, however, she is definitely not the most powerful out there. Returning to the 6988 story, she would be overhauled in China to meet US standards. She and 7081 would be shipped over to the US once work was completed, and would debut in September of 2006. Both locomotives would be put into excursion service. At the time, 6988 and 7081 would retain their Chinese appearance. In 2011, 6988 was Americanized for Trainfest. These changes were intended to make the locomotive look more American, and I believe that they did succeed. These changes included the removal of the skyline casing around the smokestack, an American bell fitted to the smokebox door, an American-style headlight with brass number plates on a new smokebox mount. Everything that was previously red was for the most part painted black, and an American whistle would be added alongside her Chinese whistle. This is not the limit of it, there is a lot more to cover, however I do not have the time to cover all of the modifications made. 7081 would retain her Chinese appearance. Something to note about both locomotives. They would retain the original fireman and engineer positions as they did in China. As such, the engineer is on the port side of the cab and the fireman on the starboard side, just like they are in England. And yes, I did use nautical terms on that. That same year, 6988 and 7081 would pull a record 7,200-ton freight train from Iowa City to Rock Island, setting a record for 21st century steam. In 2014, operations of 6988 and 7081 would be transferred to the Central States Steam Preservation, and both would continue to run on the Iowa Interstate along with a couple other railroads. However, in 2021, 6988 would make her last excursion runs. She and 7081 would be sent to Illinois as the boiler tickets had expired. As of this video's uploading, they are both waiting for work to be done by the Railroading Heritage of Midwest America. I believe this is the same place that 3985 and 5511 are being worked on. The stories of 6988 are not done yet. Given enough time, she will once again join 7081 as the only operational Santa Fe in the US, until 5511 comes along. Even though she is a Chinese-built locomotive, she is not the only Chinese-built locomotive in the US. And you know what? She is having a very successful career here. So I can't really say that it was a failure or anything like that. And I don't think we should judge her just because she's a Chinese-made locomotive. In the end, she is happy. And I think that's all that really matters. Thank you guys for watching so much. I do apologize that I have not uploaded a lot. Life has gotten in the way, and I have lost the motivation to do this channel as much. I also have been trying to get better at my scripts and script reading. This is probably my third try reading and writing this script. I do appreciate the patience you guys have given me. I appreciate the support you guys have given me. Hopefully the next video will not take as long, but it is still difficult for me to be able to work on this channel. Regardless, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Admittedly, even if it was a little bit short, I do apologize for that. However, this is the best I could do information-wise. So, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.